Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tech-Lax, the webcast, until you guys come up with a better name anyway. Joining me today is my buddy Jake Foster, formerly of the Colorado Mammoth. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be here.
Perfect. So I got a few questions for you, and then we
Let's
got
get into
our
it.
we got our 1 minute rapid fire where you're trying to get the score with the most time left. And right
Yeah, I
now,
heard. I heard my buddy Ryan McLean had a pretty good score on the rapid questions. So I hoping to beat them.
yeah. So he is actually at the top of my leaderboard right now with 27 seconds left.
Oh, all right. Let's see if we can beat that today.
All right. So I'll get right to the regular questions now. All right. Who did you play for before getting drafted?
So I grew up playing my junior lacrosse here in Calgary, Alberta. I played for the Junior B Tier One Chill for 2 years before I made the jump up to Junior A, and then I played 3 years with the Junior A Mounties, and then had the opportunity to go to three Minto Cups in those 3 years that I was playing with the Mounties, and then my senior year after that, I played a year for the Senior B Mounties after COVID. And then this last summer, I played out west in BC for the Victoria Shamrocks, and then I'll be heading back out there this summer as well.
Nice, strong WLA team for sure.
Oh
And
yeah, it's beautiful out there too. It's a great place to play lacrosse. Good fan base. It's a good area of British Columbia to be in, and everybody loves lacrosse out there, so it's a lot of fun.
yeah, I'm actually originally from BC, so
All right,
I know
on.
how nice it is out there. Yeah. And another Mounties alum, hey?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that. Mounties are a great organization for sure.
Absolutely, and it's good to see what they're doing. I think Coach Hawk has got them going in the right direction there, and he's been really involved with the alumni and making sure that everybody's giving back to the program. And it's a brotherhood, the Mounties. So I'm definitely proud to be a part of it.
Totally. Yeah, I've had a few Mountie guys on here, and they're all really amazing guys for sure.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Who has the best color scheme in the NLL in your opinion?
Ooh, the best color scheme in the NLL. Well, I think it pains me to say it a little bit, but I think Colorado does with the maroon and the black there. I think just maybe that's a little bit of my Mounties heritage kicking in, but I think that's a really clean color scheme there.
Yeah, it's a very similar color scheme to how the Mounties have theirs set up for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. But no, I'm a big fan of that maroon, so probably that.
Nice. Okay. What is the best cereal in your opinion?
You know what? I'm actually not a cereal guy. I've never really gotten into cereal. I'm more of a muffin man in the morning for breakfast or breakfast sandwich type guy. But yeah, I when I was younger, I just didn't like the texture of cold milk in the morning and crunchy food. I didn't enjoy it in the morning, so I never really got into cereal.
Fair enough. If you had to pick one to get into now, though, what would you do?
I used to love mucking the Lucky Charms marshmallows, so I'd probably say some Lucky Charms.
Nice. I've actually seen candy floating around the specialty shops where they have just the marshmallows from Lucky Charms available.
Oh yeah, see, I would demolish a bag of those alone.
Yeah, yeah, really good marshmallows. Okay, what would you advice would you give your younger self?
Um, that's a great question. I'd have a lot of advice to give my younger self. Definitely enjoy it, which I think I did, but I think the biggest thing I'd tell my younger self, knowing what I know now, and kind of the difficulties I've had breaking into the NLL and things like that, is that you if you're not working, someone else is. So making sure that maybe I took a little bit better care of my body back in the day, stretching and things like that, and then making sure that I was prepared and was doing everything in my power to be in the best shape possible going into what I wanted to achieve in this game. So I definitely tell myself to, you know, kick it into gear a little bit earlier than I did. It's only recently that I've kind of figured out some of these things for my own. So I definitely tell myself to start a little bit earlier and get in shape and be ready to go. And because there's people all over this country and this continent basically that are working for the same thing I am, and if they're working hard, they're probably going to be the one that gets it before me.
Very good advice indeed. Okay. Who do you think is the hardest person to play against?
The hardest person to play against. I had the pleasure of actually playing with him last year in Victoria, but I'd probably go with Brad Cree. Um, Big, strong D guy on the backside for Toronto. We played them in preseason. He's an absolute gem of a human being, a great guy off the floor, but I think he's so scary, and he's very quick, and his stick checks are so methodical, and I think he's a very talented defender. He was very hard to get around, and you can't overpower him physically, and he's got quick feet. So I'd probably say Brad Cree.
Perfect. Okay. Who is the best non-lacrosse athlete to make the best box player?
Ooh, the best non-lacrosse athlete to make the best box player. Honestly, I'm a Calgary Flames fan, and I grew up watching Jerome McGinley play, and I think that if Jerome would have chosen a career in lacrosse, I think he would have been one hell of a transition player. He had that grit. He was tough, but he also had the scoring touch as well. And I think you need to have a little bit of that to excel in box lacrosse. And I think that Iggy would have been a phenomenal box player.
Jerome Lagimla. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and then I love the Flames, so he's a good Alberta boy. I
Yeah.
gotta keep it in the circle.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, here's another good one. Who would win a fight, Batman or Superman?
I'm personally a Batman fan. I think that it's pretty sick that he's fighting crime out here with no superpowers. But unless he's got some kryptonite, I just don't see a world in which he's able to take down Superman. Superman can just fly and shoot with his lasers, and he's got a bulletproof skin. And as sick as Batman is, and what he does is super duper cool. But I just have a hard time thinking that Batman's going to be able to come out with a W in that one.
Yeah, no, and I tell people all the time the only reason Batman won in that movie is because he cheated and used kryptonite.
Exactly. If it's a fair fight, I think. Right. But then also, it's like, well, Superman has superpowers, so I don't know how fair that is. If you take away the superpowers, I think Batman's probably got the advantage.
Yeah, Batman has hand-to-hand combat training, so
He's got hand-to-hand combat training. Superman, if he's got his powers, I think it's a
yeah,
it's no contest. But if he's powerless, then I think it's actually a pretty fair fight, and I'd probably give the edge to Batman because he's got more experience in the hand-to-hand combat, and he knows what it's like to fight for his life with no superpowers protecting him.
yeah, no, I strongly agree with everything you just said. So,
All right, there
yeah,
we go.
yeah. What is your current game day stick?
Part of my game day stick.
Yeah,
Right now, so I've got one of the Under Armour shafts. I actually use a cut down defensive shaft just because I used to use offensive shafts, but I was just breaking them all the time because when I'm going through the middle, I like to hold my stick up and like use it as a little bit of a shield when the D guy comes to cross check me. And when I was using the O sticks, they just kept snapping right in half. So I got a D guy Under Armour shaft that's cut down to an O length, and then my head, I like the Warrior Five. I've been using that for probably 3 or 4 years now, and then so I got a few of those. Managed to get some in college and a couple while I was playing. So I've been on a steady rotation of the Evo Fives.
nice. Yeah, those sound like really good heads for sure. Okay, now we get into the fun part. We get into our rapid fire game where you're gonna try and beat out your buddy Ryan.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So I gotta go. Timer. Okay.
All right, well, I need to be quick on these. All right,
Okay.
we're
Okay.
gonna set some records today.
Okay. Now I gotta reset the timer because I was just about to start. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke,
Apple or Microsoft?
Apple,
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Disney Plus,
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox,
Under Armour or Signature Lacrosse?
Under Armour.
Mentality or physicality?
Mentality.
Time travel or teleportation?
Oh, teleportation.
Crunchy or puffed Cheetos?
Crunchy.
Tim's or Starbucks?
Tim's.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Oh, hey, so you actually tied Ryan.
Oh!
Yeah. And then the bonus question was Pixar movie or a Disney movie?
I'm a Disney fan through and through.
Yeah? Nice. Yeah, you actually tied him with 27.
Oh, rats.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's good company. Tied for first, though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now we get into some other questions. Game day meal.
Man, honestly, I'm not super. I'm not super superstitious. I'm not very superstitious. Some something light. I like to get some protein in me. During the summer, I was eating a lot of the Tim's loaded wraps pregame for the cilantro chicken. I was getting my protein in me, but I mean, if I usually get pasta the night before if it's available. But like I said, I'm not very superstitious. I don't like to have the same thing every day. Or if my mom's in town, whatever she's cooking, usually I'll get my mom to make me a meal. But yeah, I like the Tim's loaded wraps. Those are usually pretty good for me before the game. But like I said, it's kind of just whatever I got in the fridge, whatever's available. That's not gonna give me heartburn or slow me down. I'm obviously not gonna muck a pizza or a fat burger before the game. But usually, whatever's available, and that's not gonna make me feel too heavy.
Yeah, no. You said Tim's on Tim's or Starbucks, right?
I did.
Okay.
You're trying to catch me in a lie there. You're trying to catch me.
I'm gonna be watching this back after anyway, so.
Yeah, no, I'm a Tim's guy through and through.
All right, perfect. Real Canadian right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, have you tried the Tim's pizzas yet?
You know what? I actually have. I had a bite of one. I didn't think they were bad, but I don't think they're gonna become part of my rotation of my Tim Hortons meals.
Yeah, that's fair. I
What about
tried
you?
one.
Did
I
you try them?
Yeah, I actually did try one. It wasn't the best pizza by any means, but it wasn't the worst either. It was kind of
I
like
agree.
right in the middle there. So
Exactly, and I couldn't agree more with you on that one, Owen. And then I think that if I'm going to Tim's, I think there's a little bit better options
yeah,
than a pizza.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Especially for the price that they're priced at too.
100%, 100%. We're on the same wavelength here, my guy.
Yeah. Okay. You get to pick the next NLL expansion. Where is it, and what is the team name?
Ooh, see, I saw this when you sent out the questions. I think this is a really cool question. I went to school in St. Louis, Missouri, and I thought that was a really cool city. I'd never been there before, never even been anywhere around Missouri before I ended up going to school for a couple of years with my brother. But I kind of fell in love with it there, and it's a good sports town. They were hungry for some sports after they lost after the Rams moved to Los Angeles. And I think St. Louis would be a perfect market to put an NLL team in. You look at teams like Saskatchewan and Halifax, maybe a little bit of a smaller market where, St. Louis might not be the size of Calgary or Toronto or something like that, but they definitely have some passionate sports fans, and it's a little bit like Saskatchewan, where people just like to wear green and root for Sask and drink beers and watch sports. And I think St. Louis was a little bit the same, where they just want to wear blue and have a couple Budweisers and root for the local hometown team. So I would put a team in St. Louis, and I would call them the Clydesdales, because the Budweiser brewery is in St. Louis there, and they're famous for their big horses, and I think that you could have a lot of fun with designing a logo for that and putting a team that has links to a beer company sponsored in St. Louis. I think it would be really successful.
St. Louis Clydesdales. I'm with you on the whole logo potential. That definitely
I
has a
think it'd
lot
be
of
cool,
it.
man. I think it'd
Yeah,
be cool. You can do more things with it.
yeah. Have like a big horse on the front. Yeah, I can totally see
Oh
that.
yeah, one of those big beautiful horses trotting
Oh
around.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm here for that.
yeah. Okay, now you kind of answered this one already. Any game day superstitions?
Yeah, like I said, not superstitious really. I kind of, if something's working, I'll stick with it. But I usually like to get to the arena. If we do first warm up an hour 15 before the game, I like to probably be there 2.5 hours. The only, I guess, superstition that's kind of been a staple in my lacrosse career is I shower before every game. I go and I like to, I usually get there, roll out, and then go take a shower. Nice hot shower to start and get loosen up the body, and then you crank it colder as the shower progresses, and then you finish with a little bit of cold shock to jolt the system, and then after that you go get your gear on right there, and that kind of for me it kind of flips the mental switch a little bit where it goes from being I was before the game and now it's time to really crunch down. It's game time.
Perfect. Okay. What is the best NL logo?
The best NLL logo. Whew. I mean, there's some pretty good ones out there. There's also a couple bad ones. I'm a big fan of the Toronto Rock logo just because it's kind of been a staple. As long as I've been growing up watching lacrosse, the Rock, the blue and the Canadian flag in the back there, I think it looks really clean. I really do enjoy that one. I'm also a big fan of the Firewolves logo. I think that's pretty cool with the flames behind the wolf. It's kind of unique. It's something I've never really seen anything like before. So those two are definitely two of the cooler ones for sure.
Yeah, no, I would have to say Albany has a really cool logo, and so does Vegas. Isn't bad, but I'm more Panther City on that front.
All right, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Panther City's logo is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm here for the team being named Lacrosse Club, but I think it'd
yeah,
be cool if Fort Worth Panthers and that was their logo for sure.
yeah,
But yeah, I agree with you. I like their color scheme too. That purple's really nice.
yeah. Okay, what are your lacrosse goals for the next 5 years?
Man, for the next 5 years, ultimately is stay healthy. I battled some injuries earlier in my career in the last few years, which definitely hindered me and set me back a couple steps as far as being in my best shape. Having going through a major hip surgery I was uh, when I was 19, and then COVID. I managed to set myself back a couple years, I think, because I wasn't, in great shape. Coming off my hip surgery, I didn't do anything for almost a year. Took 11 months to heal, and then when I did come back, I ended up blowing my knee out. So that was another 3 months there till I was back fully ready. Didn't tear anything, but I dislocated my knee. So ultimately, is stay healthy and make sure that I'm in game shape and I can perform at the best. And then after that, use my summer season here and find a home in the NLL next year. It's always been a goal of mine to play. 2 years ago, I got drafted by Albany, and then I got released in training camp. And then this year, got signed by Colorado and made it through training camp and was on the roster for a bit, and then ultimately didn't get to stick around, which is something that kind of stuck with me. So I'd like to be able to find a home there, and you, now that I've kind of got a little bit of a understanding of what it takes to play in this league and what it takes to stay in this league, get there and play as long as I can, as long as my body will allow me. So in the next 5 years, I'd like to find a secure home in the NLL where I can excel and grow as a player and be productive. And as an offensive guy, a lot of your values based on points and how much numbers you're putting up and things like that. So to find a home in the NLL and then be a consistent part of the lineup and a consistent part of scoring goals and putting up points and ultimately leading to success is definitely forefront of my brain as far as goals for the next 5 years.
Nice. Well, hopefully someone signs you. Honestly, because you're from Calgary, I'd like to see Calgary sign you and make that a full circle moment. So,
And that would be super cool, man. I grew up going to Roughnecks games.
yeah,
Yeah, I got a couple buddies on the team, a bunch of guys I played with, and things like that. So, I mean, I'm pretty open right now, wherever I can find a home. But
yeah.
if I had a choice, I think Calgary would definitely be up there for sure.
Yeah, totally. What is the worst NLL logo in your opinion? We talked about the best.
Ooh, the worst NLL logo, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the Georgia logo. I don't necessarily like that yellow color. Um, I don't mind the blue, but I don't know. I think with the Swarm, they could have done something maybe a little bit more fun. Maybe a vicious bee or something like that would have been pretty cool. Um, so probably Georgia, and then yeah, I don't really love the San Diego seal. I think once again you could have done something pretty cool with the seal
Hmm.
there, and introducing the seals. I get it, and it's cool for the city, but I don't know if purple and yellow are the best color combination there. Like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of the yellow on the jersey, so probably those two.
Okay, what is your day job?
What is my day job? So, like I said, the last couple of years have kind of been focusing on lacrosse. So I haven't actually really started much of a career outside of lacrosse. I've kind of been focusing on that. So in the meantime, I've been working for my brother. He owns a sign company, so I do commercial real estate sign installation. So I drive around Calgary and put up signs advertising businesses that are for sale. So I do that during the day, and then I also work with Mustang Stars Lacrosse, so I coach for them. So I've got a couple day jobs there. So those two are kind of ones that I can work around my schedule while I'm trying to break into the NLL, and I have the flexibility to leave for the summer and go play in Victoria. And then I'm actually in the process of looking for a day job for this summer, hoping to find something at a golf course or something like that where I can enjoy my summer outside and play some golf for free, which would be ideal out there on the island because it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, no, being from the island, I get it. Once you're there, you're pretty much trapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, you now get to nominate a teammate. Who am I talking to next?
Man, I got a couple for you here. I think you definitely should talk to my little brother Ben.
Okay.
He's in his second last year in Maryville University, and then he's about to go out west this summer. So he's just finishing off his lacrosse career and hoping to finishing off his collegiate lacrosse career and hoping to pursue something in the NLL in a couple years when he's done. So he definitely someone who I would highly recommend talking to. Also, out in Victoria, I became friends with Larson Sundown, and he's one of the best guys I've ever met. So I would definitely say hitting him up would be a good opportunity. I think he could provide some really cool answers with you, and he could definitely being out east. He's an American guy that plays box lacrosse. I think he'd have some cool insights to share with you there.
Cool, cool. Well, thank you for your time today, Jake.
Not a problem, Owen. I'm happy to do it, man. Thanks for doing this. I've been watching your podcast a little bit. It's very cool, and you're doing a great job with it. And it's awesome to see what you're doing here. It's cool for the lacrosse community, man. And I'm just happy to be involved. And well, anything I can do to help you and grow your brand, I'm more than willing to do, my guy.
Sweet.